Hello, 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 everybody. My name is Mallory Alma, or you can call me hashtag Boss Mom. Good vibes coming to you guys live from Washington State. If you guys could let me know down in the comments if you're hopping on this live, do me a favor, leave me a 1. If you're watching this replay, leave me a 2 or hashtag replay. Let me know where you're coming in from, what state you're coming in from. Today I am talking about self-care tips going into the new year. Happy Monday, by the way. And I, for one thing, think that self-care is super important, and it's something that should be talked about more. You know what I'm saying? That's one thing that we tend to forget to do is our self-care when we especially are empathetic and we take care of so many others around us, our loved ones, our friends, right, our family, and sometimes we can pass on that pass on our own self-care, you know what I'm saying? And so I want to give you guys some self-care tips from my own experience, from my own kind of what I do with my self-care. And if you guys have anything that you do for your self-care, I would love to know too. We can share them down in the comments and kind of like go back and forth. What is something that you, for yourself, count as self-care, right? Because everyone's self-care is a little different, right? It could be a little different. My self-care can actually range differently from day to day on which I need to pour into myself, right? So maybe if one day my self-care could be taking a shower, right? That could be a self-care for me because a lot of the time us mamas don't really get that self-care time it's hard to make that time, right, for a shower. So say if one day I shower and the next day maybe I don't need to shower, my self-care for that day could be maybe giving myself a facial, maybe doing my nails, or getting my eyelashes done. And so whatever it looks like to you, quiet alone time before anyone wakes up. Yes, I love that. I think that's super, super important. Gapping out that time, that's something that I need to start doing more of, is gapping out that time, because I'm kind of an introvert. I like having that time to myself to like refocus myself too, you know what I'm saying? So giving myself that time, giving yourself the alone time before anyone else wakes up. I know it can be hard, right? Because sometimes maybe we sleep in a little more than we want to, and the next thing you know, people are waking up and you got to start going into the routine of things. So I know sometimes it might not always work out, but it's just having that that little bit of time, even if it's just a little bit of time, and being grateful for that. Because sometimes I want the whole hour, before anyone wakes up, and sometimes it's only 5 minutes. So I kind of gotta go with that. However that goes, from a day to day, it can range. And so I have been dedicating every morning self-care. First thing, most of the time when we wake up, we have to go to the bathroom. It's the first thing. So when I'm already in there, I just make sure that there's something that, like brushing my teeth first thing in the morning, I know that I'm pouring into myself. I know that might seem a little silly, but it's really not, because even if it's just that couple minutes brushing your teeth before going and taking care of anybody else, that can be so huge and so impactful, because we're actually giving ourselves that little bit of time to give ourselves that little bit of care and fill our cup a little bit to be able to go and take care of our kids or our family or our animals, right? There's always something that needs to be taken care of. Coffee needs to be made, breakfast needs to be made, something, and so self-care, whatever it looks like to you, it could be maybe doing yoga or something if you're into fitness, or maybe it could be just going for a walk, or what other self-care tips can you guys share? What other self-care tips do you guys have? I also, gratitude, I know this is kind of, gratitude is not really with self-care, but it's a part of it for me, is being grateful for when I start to switch my mindset to a more grateful mindset, then I can pour more into me with more self-care. And so self-care every single day, whatever it could be, like going for a walk, stretching, maybe it's just making sure that you're drinking a glass of water or eating. Because sometimes I've actually, this is something a few weeks or maybe like a month ago or something, that I learned reading before bed and taking time to unwind and reflect on the day. I love that too. The mornings and the evenings are so important on how we start our day and how we finish our day. And I love that too. Having that time. Sometimes I need that time too. Like everyone's in bed, everyone's getting ready for bed, and I'm like, okay, I think I need to stay up a little bit longer, you know, kind of unwind and recenter myself, especially making sure I get a good night's sleep that way, kind of doing some meditation before bed. I know that that's something that helps me too, is meditating before bed, and like just kind of getting rid of all those negative energies and kind of refilling with the positive energies. I love that. Something that I learned about a month ago, actually through therapy, was she actually made it aware to me that sometimes I get frustrated, or sometimes I get overwhelmed really easily, and I don't sit to think and stop and think for a second on, hey, don't lean on Mocha like that, please. Be gentle with the puppy. I don't really stop to think like, have I ate today? Have I drank any water today? Sometimes as being a mom, we get so caught up, so sidetracked in everything around us that we even forget to go to the bathroom, right? And so she kind of made this reminder for me to kind of stop, think, and be like, have I eaten? Have I drank water? Have I gone to the bathroom? And those three things have helped me so much, because if I'm starting to feel frustrated, I go, wow, I haven't actually gone pee in like an hour and a half. I should probably go do that. Or I haven't ate any food today. No wonder why I'm irritable. Or I haven't drank my ketones yet. I need to drink my ketones. Maybe that's why my mood swings, or, you know, my mood's bad right now. And so it's kind of like sitting and thinking like, what could help me in this moment to be able to actually recenter, right? Maybe I need to take a bite of food. Maybe I need to remove myself from the situation and go take a few deep breaths too, because sometimes we just forget to breathe. I know I do. I start to get frustrated, overwhelmed, and I don't even realize that I'm not even taking deep breaths or breathing. And so breathing is a huge part of being able to like recenter and have that self-care. Just taking a simple breath could be self-care, and it's so huge, and it can change our whole atmosphere of our body and our energy, right? And so those are just some self-care tips that I wanted to share with you guys today for this Monday. And if you guys have any more awesome self-care tips, I would love to know if you can drop them down in the comments. And if you gained any value from these self-care tips, I'd love for you to drop value or some hearts as well. I appreciate you guys so much, and I hope that you have an amazing Monday. And if you use some of these self-care tips that we discuss, that we talk about, and try to incorporate them into your daily life, you'll start to feel a huge shift with yourself, and just with life. You'll have a more positive feeling on life. So I love you guys. I appreciate you guys, and I hope that you have an amazing rest of your Monday. Talk to you soon.